Hi, it's Dean from Mavstar Observatory. As promised, the data from Perth, Australia. First thing you're going to notice when you compare the two, this month's and last month's, is the amount of readings that we've collected. For some reason, Jeff sent us 2 days worth of readings, but I thought, you know what, it's still a good idea to process that data and put it up to the website. And it gives people an idea that, you know, when we're looking at bulk data like 3,200 odd readings from the 12th of the 11th 2020 to the 16th of the 12th 2020, you don't really see what's going on in that band, but when we look at less readings from the magnetometer, you can see that there is more going on. You don't really benefit from what I see when I process the data. Before I process it into a chart, I put the filters on in Excel so I can have a look at the UT strengths, and it will give me every different UT strength that's been in there. If you've ever used Excel, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. So it's easier for me and faster for me to spot an anomaly if there is one, because there's, you know, different or big changes in between the numbers. So, you know, I can then go through the individual data sets and, you know, I could graph probably 200 out of that section if I wanted to. But, you know, I thought I'd process the 2 days worth of data so that you can see that, you know, there is a lot more going on when we're looking at the majority of the time of data sets like this. Still, overall, even though there's only 2 days worth of data, I know that Jeff has reset the magnetometer, and the next data drop he does will be probably around about 4 or 5 weeks worth. The point is that, you know, it's still knocking around the 60 microtesla mark. It's not actually 60 microteslas down in Australia, or it's probably actually saying that, you know, it's probably close to that. But the heading, I mean, the numbers on the left-hand charts of these magnetometers will all be different, and that is because when the magnetometer is installed and it has a fixed point, at that fixed point is where it gives us the number on the left-hand column, and then the fluctuations in the magnetic field will then move up and down, as you can see, around that fixed point. So we're using it just as a benchmark, the number on the left-hand side, even though on this case it is very close to, you know, the 60,000 nanoteslas or 60 microteslas that we see. I just wanted to briefly talk quickly about the video I did this morning, and, you know, just I want to explain, you know, this is what I was exactly saying, you know, how people jump on words. Like, you know, I did say in that video, it was selfish to grow your own food, but the point I was trying to make is that on all these other channels that you go on, that is the only solution that they are telling you to do. You know, we've got, and John Baxter, you know, you hit the nail on the head. Yeah, you know, what I'm trying to say is that we've got a perfect system, or let's just call it a good system in place, where we can go to the shop and we can purchase foods from all over this world. There's no way anybody that's doing gardening could produce that variety for themselves, or even a small community. The beauty of it is that it's in the shops every week, and we can purchase as much of it or as less of it as we want, as well as, you know, a full range of other things in the shops. My point is that, you know, when people are saying grow your own food, they're not just telling you to grow your own food. They're telling you to walk away from the system, or the system might collapse. But in reality, the system's quite strong at the moment. Yes, microflares from the sun could disrupt the our electromagnetic grid, and therefore cause a grid down scenario. The likelihood of it happening is slim, even though it is said we're overdue for another one of those, but it's still slim. But by all means, grow your own food if that's what you want. There's no harm in it, and let's face it, I have said this many times, you know, growing your own food, there are other benefits to it. You control the chemicals and pesticides that you put on there. Like John Baxter said, you know, you don't have to mix with all the grot bags in the shop carrying COVID-19. The food may have not been touched by several hundred other hands. It's cleaner, it's fresher. You pick it when you need it. There are a lot of good things about growing your own food. But what I said about the jealousy, the selfish part, was simply this. Not everybody can grow their own food. And, there's a lot of people that are easily prepared through what they're listening to regularly on, platforms like YouTube, to just walk away from everything. Let it all fall apart. And I just think that's not going further forward. In that case, let's throw all our smartphones away. We all enjoy using those. Let's throw the keys to the car in the bin. Let's decide never to ever go on a plane abroad or use any other technology. Let's in fact chuck our laptops now and computers that we're watching this on, or smartphones, in the bin. Just throw it all away, and we'll all go back to growing our own food and riding round on horses and donkeys. It's just, this is what I'm talking about. Trying to get people to agree on a solution. I think we're there already where people will agree that there needs something to be done. And, a lot of us aren't happy about the way things are being done. And, that we're being told that there is a democracy and, we have the right to freedoms when clearly they are being infringed on and the rights are being removed. And, it's unfair when you call someone a terrorist just because they want to protest against, your policies if you're a government. But it is going to be really difficult. And I can understand why some people in the comment section of that video said also, it's just not worth it, Gene. Just don't worry about yourself too much about it. Let it carry on. It's going to fall to bits anyhow. It doesn't have to. We can clean up the rot. You don't destroy the house just because a couple of the joists have gone rotten. You've replaced the joists, you've got a perfect house again. If your car breaks down, and it's something simple, you don't throw the whole car away and go back to riding on a horse. We need to find some common ground, all of us, that we agree on. And, there needs to be a solution that we all agree on, a course of action to setting this right. Because it's no conspiracy when, we see around the world elections now being rigged and, a theatre being played out in front of us to ensure that these few corrupt and ruthless people get in power. You've got to always have, and I've always had this at the back of my mind, taxpayers' purse. If ever you're a crook, the biggest bank robbery or heist you can ever have and get away with legally. If you take control of the taxpayers' money and you're in control of the government, you're also in charge of, the printing press. You've just got to justify, in order to get that money into your pocket, you've just got to come up with a plan where you can, filter a bit off. Some companies can go bankrupt and the money that they had given to them gets put back through, the system and comes back to you down the road. Maybe someone's going to give you £200,000 for, a speech at a gentleman's club one night. I don't know. I don't really know how they justify bringing it back into the own pockets, but look, we know it happens. Nancy Pelosi, now worth £100 million on a salary probably that pays $70,000, $80,000, I don't know, $100,000 a year. I don't know. How do you accomplish such a wealth as that? Vladimir Putin, £45 billion. Used to be a former KGB agent in his younger days, and now has accomplished such great wealths. He's almost a self-proclaimed Tsar, a Russian king. In fact, recently he's been accused of building himself his own palace. these are the things that need to be corrected. Okay guys, link down there if you want to help support what we do at the Observatory. Big thanks for those few that did this morning, and if you want to, the links are there in the description. We've also got a link on the website. If you want to make a donation, you can there. I'll say nothing else other than take care of your loved ones, and as always, bye for now.